Good evening students, welcome back to chemistry class. Today, let us continue the lesson Structure of the Atom. In the previous classes, we have learned three atomic models. Thomson's model of the atom, Rutherford's model of the atom, Bohr's model of the atom. Next class we have studied about the neutrons. Now we know the structure of the atom. Which are the subatomic particles present in the atom? Protons, neutrons, and electrons. Where are the protons present? Inside the nucleus. Where are neutrons? In the nucleus. Where are the electrons? Outside the nucleus, in shells. What is the charge of the proton? Positive charge. Neutron's charge is neutral. It doesn't have any charge. And what is the charge of electron? Negative. Then we learn how are the electrons distributed in different shells. For that, we should know three rules. First one, maximum how many electrons can be accommodated in each shell. That we have learned according to the formula 2n square. According to that formula, K shell maximum there can be 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons, M shell 18 electrons and N shell 32 electrons. The next one, the outermost shell of an atom can have maximum number of 8 electrons. Then electrons are filled in the shells in a stepwise manner. That means after completely filling first shell, the electrons enter into the second shell. After second shell is completely filled, only the electrons are entering in the third shell and so on. So to write the electronic configuration or distribution of electrons in different shells, you should remember the atomic numbers of the elements. What is atomic number? The number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. That is also equal to number of electrons. If you know in that element how many electrons are there, then only we can write the electronic distribution. So for that you should remember first to 18 elements name with the atomic number. Are you remembering that? Which is the first element? Hydrogen. Second one, helium. Third, lithium. Fourth, beryllium. Fifth, boron. Sixth one, carbon. Seventh element, nitrogen. Eighth element is oxygen. Ninth, fluorine. 10th, neon. 11th, sodium. 12th, magnesium. 13th, aluminium. 14th, silicon. 15th, phosphorus. 16th, sulfur. 17th, chlorine. And 18th, argon. Remember these elements. Then, how to draw the Bohr's model of the atoms? If you know the electronic distribution in different shells, easily you can draw the Bohr's model also. Then we learn what is valency. What is meant by valency? It is the combining capacity of the atom with other elements. How it can combine with the other elements. Combining capacity of the atom of other elements. Or it can also be defined as how many electrons are gained, lost or shared during a chemical bonding or chemical reaction. How can we find out the valency? If you know the valence electron number, we can find out the valency easily. So to write the valency, you should know how the electrons are distributed in different shells. From that you will get how many electrons are there in the valence shell. In the valence shell, there are 1, 2, 3 or 4 electrons. Valency also the same number. If it is more than 4, how to find out the valency? 8 minus that number. For example, if there are 5 electrons in the valence shell, valency is 8 minus 5 is equal to 3. So if there are 8 electrons in the valence shell, valency is 0. 8 minus 8 is equal to 0. So these many points you have learned in this lesson in the previous classes. Now let us see once again what is atomic number. It is the total number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. It is denoted by the letter Z. As you know, in an atom, total number of protons is equal to total number of electrons. You know, atom is neutral. So, this atomic number is also equal to number of electrons in the atom. Now, let us see what is mass number. Mass number is the total sum of the total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom. You know, in the nucleus there are two particles, protons and neutrons. And you have learnt already almost all the mass of an atom is concentrated at its center called nucleus. So, the total number of protons and neutrons, that is called the mass number. And these particles together, they are also called nucleons. Which particles? Protons and neutrons together, they are called nucleons. So, the sum of the total number of protons and neutrons present in the nucleus of an atom is called mass number. It is denoted by the letter A. So, we can write mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. A is equal to Z plus N. Let us see example. In carbon atom, there are 6 protons in the nucleus. There are 6 neutrons also. So, what will be its mass number? 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. Let us see another example. In aluminium, there are 13 protons and there are 14 neutrons. So, remember, neutrons and proton number can be the same or different, but always protons and electron numbers are same in an atom. So, the mass number of aluminium is 13 plus 14 is equal to 27. Now, we will see how we can represent an element symbolically using this atomic number and mass number. So, this is a symbolic representation. So, here we have tried the symbol. Here symbol is given as X. It can be any atom symbol. If it is hydrogen, we are writing H. If it is chlorine, we will write Cl. And as a subscript, left side we will write Z. That is the atomic number. It is also equal to number of protons. It is also equal to the number of electrons. As a superscript, we are writing the mass number. What is mass number? It is the sum of protons and neutrons. So, X, the chemical symbol of the element. As a subscript, we are writing number of protons or atomic number or number of electrons, Z. As a superscript, we are writing atomic mass. That means proton plus neutrons number. Let us see some examples. So, carbon atom we have seen now. In carbon atom, there are 6 protons and 6 neutrons. So, we can write C6, 12. This is a symbolic representation of carbon. And from this, if an element symbolic representation is given, from this you can find out how many protons are present in this, how many neutrons, how many electrons, what is its atomic number, what is its mass number. All this information you will get from this. Another example, aluminium. It can be represented as Al1327. So tell me now, how many protons are present in aluminium? 13. Why? This is an atomic number, you know. So, atomic number is equal to number of protons. That is also equal to number of electrons. So, in aluminium, there are 13 electrons. How many neutrons are present in aluminium? How to find out? You know, this 27 is the total number of protons and neutrons. This is only number of protons. So, how to find out number of neutrons? Mass number minus atomic number, A minus Z. So, how many neutrons are present here? 27 minus 13, 14. And what is the mass number? 27. So from the symbolic representation, we'll get how many protons are present in the atom, how many neutrons, how many electrons, what is the atomic number, and what is the mass number. Now let us see the equations. We have seen now mass number is equal to atomic number plus number of neutrons. So as atomic number is equal to number of protons, we can write this equation as also number of protons plus number of neutrons. As this is number of protons is also equal to number of electrons, we can write it as number of electrons plus number of neutrons. So mass number, how it can be calculated? Adding atomic number and number of neutrons, or adding protons number and number of neutrons, or by adding number of electrons plus number of neutrons. Now how to find out the number of neutrons? N is equal to A minus Z. That means number of neutrons is equal to mass number minus atomic number. As atomic number is equal to number of protons, we can also write it as mass number minus number of protons. It is also can be written as mass number minus number of electrons. So number of neutrons, how to calculate? Mass number minus atomic number, or mass number minus number of protons, or mass number minus number of electrons. Now how to find out the atomic number? Mass number minus number of neutrons. Or if you want to find out the number of protons, same equation, mass number minus number of neutrons. If you want to find out the number of electrons, also same, mass number minus number of neutrons, because atomic number, number of protons and number of electrons are the same. So using this, you will get some questions. So you will get any like this table will be asking to find out. You will be getting any two columns will be filled. For example, here for sodium, atomic number and number of neutrons it will be given. You have to find out number of protons, number of electrons and mass number. So how to find out? You know atomic number, number of proton, number of electron same. So atomic number is 11. So number of protons also 11. Number of electrons also 11. Then which column we have to find out? Mass number. How to find out that? Atomic number plus number of neutron, or number of protons plus number of neutron, or number of electrons plus number of neutron. So 11 plus 12, you are getting 23. Sometimes it will be asking, it will be given, mass number will be given and number of electrons will be given, or these three columns you have to fill. How to find out? You know number of electron, atomic number and proton number are the same. So you can fill the same 8, 8 here. And how to find out the number of neutrons? Mass number minus atomic number. So you are getting 8. So you can expect these type of questions. Any two columns will be given, other columns you have to fill. Now let us see what are isotopes. So before that I'll ask you a question. You have learned now what is atomic number. Number of protons present in the nucleus of an atom. Actually this atomic number is the identity of an element. Each and every element is having a particular atomic number. For example, carbon's atomic number is 6. No other element is having atomic number 6. Atomic number 6 means which element it is? Carbon. All the carbon atoms having atomic number 6. Now atomic number 7 means that is nitrogen atom. No other elements are having atomic number 7. So each and every element is having a particular atomic number. So 2 or 3 different atoms are having same atomic number means it is same elements or different elements they are the same element. Okay, so isotope means the atoms of same element. Atom of same element means you know all these atoms are having same atomic number. But mass number can be different. So atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass numbers. So atomic number is same means proton number is same. But mass number is different means which subatomic particles number can be different, neutrons number can be different. So atoms of same element having the same atomic number but different mass numbers are called isotopes. Let us see a few examples. Isotopes of hydrogen. Hydrogen has three isotopes. First one, protium. In this already you have learned the only element which doesn't have a neutron in its nucleus is hydrogen. So the normal hydrogen, what we call hydrogen or normal hydrogen, that is also called protium. So in this all these hydrogen is having atomic number 1. In protium there is only one proton in the nucleus, there is no neutron. So what is the mass number? Mass number number of protons plus neutron. So 1 plus 0, 1. Another type of hydrogen atom that is having hydrogen atom means atomic number is 1. One neutron in the nucleus. So what is the mass number? Proton plus neutron number 1 plus 1, 2. This is called deuterium. Another isotope of hydrogen, it is called tritium. So here there are two neutrons, one proton and two neutrons. So the mass number is 3. So 1H1, 1H2, 1H3. These are the three isotopes of hydrogen, protium, deuterium and tritium. Now let us see one more example, isotopes of carbon. Carbon also having three isotopes. Each carbon, any atom of carbon is having atomic number same 6. So some atoms of a carbon is having 6 neutrons in the nucleus along with the 6 protons. So its mass number is 12. Some other atoms are having 7 neutrons in the nucleus. As it is carbon, atomic number is 6. So 6 plus 7, 13 is the mass number. So see 6, 13. Another one, there are 8 neutrons in the nucleus. So mass number is 14. C6, 14. So C6, 12, C6, 13 and C6, 14. These are the three isotopes of carbon. So you can see here atomic numbers are same but mass numbers are different. Or you can define the isotope in one more way. Atoms of same element having same number of protons but different number of neutrons. So what are isotopes? Atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass numbers. Otherwise how we can define? Atoms of same element having same number of protons but different number of neutrons. They are called isotopes. This is a symbolic Bose model of the isotopes of carbon. Now one more example, isotopes of chlorine. Chlorine having two isotopes. Chlorine's atomic number is 17. A few chlorine atoms having 18 neutrons in the nucleus. So protons plus neutron number is the mass number, 35 is the mass number. Cl 17, 35. A few other atoms of chlorine are having 20 neutrons in the nucleus. So its mass number is 20 plus 17, 37. So chlorine is having two isotopes, Cl 1735 and Cl 1737. So what are isotopes? Atoms of same element having same number of protons but different number of neutrons, or same atomic number but different mass numbers. Now let us see some applications of isotopes. Application means uses, where it is used. An isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. What are nuclear reactors? You have already heard about thermal power plant, hydroelectric power plant. For all these are used to produce the electricity. Same way there are some nuclear reactors also to produce electricity. And also you have learned which particles are taking part in chemical reactions among the protons, neutrons and electrons. Electrons are taking part in chemical reaction. There are some other reactions. They are called nuclear reaction, in which there is no involvement of electrons. Only there is change in the nucleus, changes taking place in the nucleus of an atom. Such type of reactions are called nuclear reactions. There are two types of nuclear reactions, nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. In detail, you will be learning in higher classes. This class you are learning only, in 9th standard you are learning only the uses. So to know what is a nuclear reactor, just I am explaining. So in nuclear reactor, there will be a change in the nucleus. Electrons doesn't take part in this reaction. A heavier nucleus split into two lighter nuclei. Lot of energy is released. That energy is used to produce the electricity. So as a fuel in nuclear reactor, that means which nucleus undergo the reaction. In that, uranium is used as a nuclear fuel. Next it is, an isotope of cobalt is used in the treatment of cancer. Next, one more use, an isotope of iodine is used in the treatment of goiter. What is goiter? Swelling of the thyroid gland. Where is the thyroid gland? You can see here thyroid gland swelling, that is called the goiter. Treatment of this disease, what is used? Iodine is used. You might have learned in advertisement, use iodized salt to avoid this goiter. So what are the applications of isotopes? Isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. About the nuclear reactors, you are not learning detail, only this, how it is, what is the use of this isotope, only you are learning now. Just I told to understand what is a nuclear reactor. So an isotope of uranium is used as a fuel in nuclear reactors. An isotope of cobalt is used in the treatment of cancer. An isotope of iodine is used in the treatment of goiter. Next we learn what are isobars. So you know now isotopes, they are the atoms of same element having same atomic number but different mass numbers. But here isobars are having same mass number but different atomic numbers. As the atomic numbers are different, tell me whether they are the same element or different elements. As atomic numbers are different, they are different elements. So atoms of different elements with different atomic numbers which have the same mass number are known as isobars. Let us see the examples. You know the argon atomic number is 18. Argon mass number 40. Calcium also having mass number 40 but its atomic number is 20. These two are the examples for isobars. You can see here this argon and calcium are having same mass number but different atomic number. As the atomic number is different, they are different elements. So atoms of different elements with different atomic numbers and have the same mass number are known as isobars.
Atomic number is simply the number of protons present inside the nucleus of an atom, whereas the atomic mass is the number of protons and neutrons present in the atomic nucleus. So when we have to represent both these entities for an element, how do we write it? Is there a specific way for representing it? Yes. The chemical symbol of the element is written with atomic number at its bottom on the left side, that is in subscript. On the other hand, the atomic mass is written on the top left side in superscript. Something like this. The symbol of the element, its atomic number and its atomic mass. Now how do we represent a simple element like carbon? That's right, something like this. The atomic symbol, that is C, followed by the atomic number 6 and atomic mass 12 at the respective places. Now what if it's another element, say chlorine? Something like this maybe? Yes, one type of chlorine atom can be represented like this. Why did I say one type of chlorine atoms? Are there more types of chlorine atoms? Yes, some chlorine atoms have 20 neutrons instead of 18 in their nucleus. Then how do we represent this type? Yes, just like this representation. However, we now need to understand what exactly that is. There are many such cases where atoms of the same element exist in different forms. These forms are called the isotopes. Yes, in simple words, isotopes are defined as the atoms of the same element having the same number of protons but different number of neutrons. Yes, same number of protons but different number of neutrons. Just as we saw in the case of chlorine, all the atoms have 17 protons, but a few of them have 18 neutrons while some others have 20. So these are the isotopic forms of chlorine. Similarly, several elements have isotopic forms. For instance, we have carbon with 3 isotopes. As we can see here, each isotope has 6 protons but different number of neutrons. One has 6, the other has 7, and the last one with 8 neutrons. We name these isotopes as carbon-12, carbon-13, and carbon-14 respectively. Now this was about the different forms of the same element. But what if I tell you that atoms of 2 different elements can have the same atomic mass? Yes. Let's understand this with an example. We take 5 different elements: sulfur, potassium, calcium, chlorine, and argon. Now, if you notice, in each case the number of protons and neutrons is different. It's 16 and 24 here, 19 and 21 here, and so on. That's right. However, the total number of nucleons in each sums up to 40. What do we mean by a nucleon? A nucleon is a proton or a neutron. Yes, each thing present in a nucleus is a nucleon. So the total number of nucleons in an atom is the sum of protons and neutrons. We can also say that the total number of nucleons in an atom is its atomic mass. Yes, understand this well. The total number of nucleons, which is nothing but the sum of protons and neutrons, is the same as the atomic mass of the atom. So coming back to our example, there are 5 different atoms here. Though the number of protons and the number of neutrons is different in each case, the total number of nucleons in each is the same, which means the atomic masses are the same. How? Yes, it's simple math. One of the sulfur isotopes that we have taken as an example has 16 protons and 24 neutrons. So the atomic mass of this isotope has to be 40 units, that's 16 plus 24. Next is the potassium isotope having 19 protons and 21 neutrons. So again, we get the atomic mass as 40 units. And similarly, we get the atomic mass as 40 units in each of the remaining cases. Such atoms, or rather isotopes of different elements having the same atomic mass, are called as isobars. The term arises from Greek, iso meaning same and baros meaning weight. Remember, if we consider 2 isobars, the number of protons and number of neutrons in each case will be different. But the total number of nucleons or the atomic masses will be the same. So far, we've understood subatomic particles and a few important concepts related to atoms.
So we have learned today's class atomic number. What are atomic number? What is mass number? What are isotopes? And the applications of isotopes and isobars. Hope you all understood today's class, children. Thank you.